Not every exercise is suitable for every person. Be sure to consult with your physician before starting, stopping, or changing an exercise program. All participants of this or any exercise program assume the inherent risk of injury due to exercise. If at any time you feel pain during any type of exercise, stop and rest.
Priority One Fitness Show. We're back for another great day together. And if it isn't great now, let me see what I can do to hopefully improve that a little bit. Get your blood pumping, get your energy up, and if nothing else, you're here to laugh at us, right? Of course. Got my regulars, Susan on my right. Morning. Got George on my left.
Morning.
There we go, team. So we're going to work with the brain today. Uh-oh. I hope somebody brought one. We're going to use some left and some right brain.
It's Friday.
But it's Friday. We are filming on a Friday, so Susan makes the point we shouldn't have to use the brain on a Friday. That's what Fridays are for. So let's do the simple stuff. You already heard at the beginning, and if you've been hanging out with us all this time for our 14 seasons, then you've certainly heard me say, if it doesn't fit, don't take it home. Not every exercise is for every person, so if it causes pain or stress or confusion of any kind, maybe today just isn't the day for that exercise, so skip it. And do what you can do. And forget the stuff you're not comfortable with. That stuff doesnn't matter. There are plenty of options. So let's warm up a little bit. Let's use our regular old march. We start with a low and slow march, and we're not worried about keeping up with any rhythm. The music is just there for your background, so you're not listening just to me or just to George and Susan. You've got a little tune in the background. And as we're marching, we're touching the heel down. So as you're getting a little more used to that feeling, bring your arms into the game. We're going to warm up the shoulder and the back by bringing the elbow behind your bod. Behind your bod. Pull the elbow back. Back. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Little march. Little march. Now let's take it side to side. 1 and 2. And 1 and 2. And as I've talked about before, when we march, we're using primarily the front of the leg and the back of the leg. But when we do our side steps, these little simple side touches, we're dominating with the outside and inside of the legs. So we're warming up the hips. And we're just going to keep it here. Now, if you prefer to be seated, you can certainly do some taps, some heel taps from the chair. You're going to see today that one of us will be seated on one side and one of us will do the exercise of standing. So you'll have options at every point depending upon how you feel. Let's do 3 more taps. And 3, and 2, and 2, and 1, and done. Rest. Feet are stationary. So we're just going to stand here with our parallel feet, weight in the center of the feet, toes are free, the knees are relaxed, and the hips are a little bit behind you. You feel like you're leaning on a bar stool behind you. That bar stool's up and high, so you feel it right below your rear. Let's warm up the arms a little bit. We're going to reach one up at a time. We're going to reach up and then switch and up. Now minimize the rotation in your waist. Reach and reach. You can feel the waist extend on one side and then extend on the other. And we're getting ready for a little right brain, left brain as we use one limb at a time. We're warming the shoulder and we're warming the trapezius muscle. That's the muscle between the neck and the shoulder. And all we're doing is reaching. But again, try and keep those hips forward and minimize the rotation. We're going to do 4 reaches and 4. We're reaching up to the shelf for 3 and up to your shelf for 3. Let's take it up for 2 and then up for 2. And one more reach right here to your shelf and to the shelf on the other side. Excellent. Now, standing right where we are, we're going to pull those ropes. So reach out towards me. Bring your elbows straight past your waist. Now with your elbows behind you, you can feel those muscles that we're looking to warm up. The shoulders stay low. Don't give your ears a shelf. Reach out towards me. Bring your elbows behind the bod. And reach. Pull the ropes and keep them close to the waist. And reach. Pull the ropes close to the waist. We're warming the back of the shoulder as the elbow heads back and the middle of the back as the shoulder blades come together. And we reach and we have 5 pulls. Get that elbow back and behind you. And 4 pulls and we reach. We're back for 3 and out towards me and then 2 and bring them back one more time. Elbows go behind you and then let your arms rest. Now the side of the bod, we're going to think about the side of the shoulder, and we're going to hang out right here with our parallel feet, and we're going to raise one to shoulder height. So here in the studio, we'll start with our right. You can use either right arm, nobody's watching. Shoulder height on the right or the left, and keep your waist steady and switch it for your left. Tick-tock, shoulder height, waist steady, shoulder height, waist steady, shoulder height. The elbow is relaxed, 5, 3, 2, 1, 5. Keep your hips forward, 4, and try not to lean through your waist, 4. Note that we're standing tall, 3, and we're trying not to lean through the waist, 3. And we reach 2, and again, 2, and one more time, 1, and 1. Okay, so what they're gonna do behind me is shuffle around a little bit. We're gonna start Susan in the chair. So as I mentioned, if you're interested in sitting down, for any portion of the show, any exercise, you're gonna follow the person that's gonna be seated in the chair. And that'll be your demonstration. If you're up for it, you have a little extra energy to give, maybe your balance is in check today, you're gonna follow either myself or the person on my left. And those people are gonna switch it out a little bit so you can get an example of how each person does it. Now, of course, we're all following the same rules. We keep that posture nice and tall, the feet flat, chin on a shelf, and all that other stuff I'm always throwing at you. But things look a little different when done by different people. So, George is going to be our standing example. For now, Susan's going to be seated, but we're all going to be doing the same motions. And remember, one of the most important things about this show, make your mistakes. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. So when we say left and right, we may make it look good, but you don't have to. So if you end up with 2 right limbs and 2 left limbs, just keep on moving. We can tend to making it perfect another day, but don't sweat it. Really, don't worry about it. I can't stress that enough. The left brain, right brain stuff is challenging, and it should be. So if you end up again with 2 right limbs, just keep moving. Keep your posture, and don't forget the breathing. Put that ahead of everything. Okay, everybody. Now we're going to connect the left and right brain a little bit, work on those neural synapses. George and I are going to be standing. And again, Susan's taking the seat, the driver's seat. Everyone, we're going to reach opposite limbs. Here in the studio, we will start with our right arm and left leg. Let's come back to neutral for a moment. But you can start with either one. It doesn't matter. You ready? Let's give it a shot. Left and right, and we tap a heel and back to the center. Left and right, tap a heel and back to the center. And we reach and we retract. And we reach and we retract. We're going to work out together today by using the left and right brain. And in. We are up to the shelf and back in. And up to the shelf and back in. Standing tall. And you can always tap a toe or a heel. It doesn't matter. Go at your own pace. And in and out and in. And 6 and center and 6 and center. Chin on a shelf, 5 and in and 5 and in. Left, right and 4. Left, right and 4. Or maybe 2 rights and 3. And maybe 2 lefts and 3. To the shelf and 2. To the shelf and 2. And 1 and in and rest. Okay, now we're going to mix it up again. And we may revisit a few of these exercises during our time together today. No weights today, though, everyone.
Okay, good.
No weights. Susan was just thinking about it. We even filmed 2 episodes today. Just now we filmed with some weights. So this one, Susan, you're welcome. It's a not a weights moment. Okay, now, a moment ago we reached to the shelf. So Susan's going to do another one from the chair for you. And she's going to tap her toe underneath the chair. So what we're looking for now is some hamstring and rear of the leg activation, the back of the leg. George and I are going to tap and extend the leg back and behind. Now note, when I bring my leg back and behind, I'm reaching back through my hip. I want to open up that hip and tap my toe behind me. And as I do that, I can feel the rear end. Now Susan's going to use the hamstring in the back of the leg by tapping her toe under the chair. But the motion will be the same. So we're going to start again with our right arm and our left toe. So the right arm goes to the shelf and the toe goes back behind you on the left. Here we go. Right reach. We are up and back to neutral. Left. Up and back to neutral. And the toe back and neutral. Toe back and neutral. And out and in. And out and in. If you're standing, push through the rear here, and push through the rear here, and reach to the shelf, not overhead, reach to the shelf, you're out, and in, left, right, out, and in, and front, back, out, and in, and up, down, out, and in. So much is happening right here. We have 4, and 3 more, and 3, and neutral, and 3, and tap that toe, and 2, and tap that toe, and 2, and 1 more time right here, and over there, and rest. Ah, phew, he says. Phew. It's a little tougher under these lights. We're getting a whole other level of workout under the lights, I'll tell you. Okay, let's move it right along. Now we're going to think about reaching the arm to the side. And you could do this one of 2 ways. It doesn't necessarily matter because most of our work is up here. So when I say reach the arm, you can either do a straight arm pull. You might see some of us do that. And you can see that my arm stayed straight from the bottom to the top. Or you could just reach. You could just reach out. Either way, you're working your shoulder muscles. So it's 6 to 1, half a dozen of the other. It's a matter of comfort. So what we're going to do is think about the foot in the front. We're going to bring the foot in the front, and Susan is actually going to step it up a little bit. She's going to kick through her knee and momentarily lock that knee. Let's go ahead and let's make her do it. Yep, right out of the gate. So what she's doing as we take a look at that is she's locking the knee momentarily and she's squeezing these she's squeezing these thigh muscles right here. She puts the toe to the roof, she locks the knee and she squeezes. So we can see by Susan's beautiful demonstration that she's using one arm in the opposite leg. So let's see if George and I can keep up. Come on, George. Come on, George. You ready, George? Okay. So we're simply going to tap a heel. Susan's going to do the extra leg work. George and I are going to go with easy legs. So right reach, team. You ready? Yep. Right reach. Here we go. Right reach and heel tap and in. And heel tap and in. We use the side of the shoulder and center. We use the side of the shoulder and center. And she locks that knee, release. She locks that knee and release. She squeezes the thigh muscle and down. She squeezes the thigh muscle and down. She's using that leg and keeping her thigh bones parallel. She's sitting tall and reach, and she's sitting tall and reach. George and I have our eyes on you, which means we're standing tall. Posture up and in. We have a right and a left, central, and right and the left, and in. We're going to do 6 and center. Left, right, 6 and center. Left brain, right brain, and 5. And reach. And 5. Reaching 4 and in. She's locking that knee. And in and sitting tall. And 5. Eyes on the road. And 5. George is feeling a little bit. And 4. He's got those lights on him. And 4. And 3. And in. And 3. And in. 2 more. 2. And in. And 2. And in. And 1. And center. Left, right. Done. And rest. Okay, I'm going to blow the hot air. These two are going to take a breather, and they're going to switcheroo. So, you know, you're going to see George seated now. So if you prefer the seated exercises, you're going to follow George. If you're standing up, whether it's for this exercise or any other, you know you're going to find us on the right side of your screen. Speaking of left brain, right brain, I should get that in order. Okay, kids, let's do another one. Let's do another one. So what we're looking at here is to use a combination, George. So what you don't know is that George and I hang out together on a regular basis in an exercise class. And I'm always challenging the group to try and do sets of 3 of something. Because you hear all this support I'm getting over here? So 3 is, of course, tougher to do. It's tougher to calculate, which is why I ask everybody to do it. But I'm going to go easy on these 2. We're going to do sets of 2 and 2, kids. Sets of 2 and 2. So a moment ago, we used the front reach together. We're going to bring that back into play. And George knows what's coming. We're going to do a side reach. So if you're seated, you're coming out to the front corner of your imaginary square. And again, let's take a look at George doing that. He's going to come out to the corner of the imaginary square. Note that heel. So you have your square, and just like Susan, you've got it that square out to the corner. Okay, when you're ready, You ready, team?
Yeah.
2 and 2, George. You're welcome.
2 in a row.
Not 3 and 3. Okay, let's try and start here in the studio with our right arm and left leg. We have 2 to the front and then 2 to the corners. Here we go. And 1 and 2. Find your corner. 1 and 2. And front. 1 and 2. Find the side. 1 and 2. You can take them high or low, doesn't matter. Use the shoulder and use the shoulder, but you're using the mind. And switch to the side. 1 and 2 and front for 1 and 2 and side for 1 and 2. You can tap a heel or a toe, doesn't matter. Tap to the side and tap to the side. Front and front, then side and side. Let's do 5 to the front and 5 to the side. Tap, front, 4, side and side. Any pace you like, I'm trying to keep it slow. Hopefully it's sinking in. Side and 3, front and 2, and side, 2 and side and 2, and front for 1 and front and side and done.
Well, that was because
High 4.
it's easier because it's not fast.
It's not fast, right? Susan makes a good point.
It's not fast, so you can think about it better.
It's much easier to handle. Yes, I agree. It's slow. We're not worried about the rhythm of the music. We want you to be able to see it. So it's slow. We slow it down a little bit. So it's doable. Okay, let's think about mixing it up again. Here it comes, team. We're gonna do straight, cross, cross. So what we're looking to do is, what we're looking for is that when the leg goes straight, the arms stay straight. And if the leg crosses the spine, the arms also cross the spine. Now, if this challenges your balance, have a seat. Follow George. Find your hard-seated chair. Get a kitchen chair. Follow along with George. If you're not sure about your balance, because we can see crossing the spine creates a moment of inherent imbalance. So if it doesn't feel controllable, so who cares? Sit down. Okay, we're going to do 2 straight and then 2 cross. So make it up as you go, because nobody's keeping tabs. Let's start them up straight. Let's get a rhythm going, and then we'll mix it up. So let's start straight, kids. And straight. Keep it going. Straight and straight. Let's add them in. Here we go. And cross and cross. Take it high. Straight and straight. Take it low. Cross and cross. Up you go. Straight and straight. Get down. Cross and cross and reach. Straight and straight. Take it down. Cross and cross. Up we go to the shelf and straight. Take it down. Stomach tight and stomach tight. Find your stomach muscles as we bring it down to cross. Stomach tight and stomach tight. Reach. Straight and straight. Take it down. Get down and get down. Take it high. 6 and straight. Take it low. Cross and cross. Up we go. Straight and straight. Stomach tight. Cross and cross. Up we go. Straight and straight. Get down with your cross and your cross. 4 more. Take it high and straight. Take it low. Stomach tight and stomach tight. Take it up and 3. Get down. Stomach tight and stomach tight. 2 more. Straight and straight. You know where to go. Cross and cross. 1 more. Team, straight and straight. Where do we go? Cross and cross. Rest. Woo! We make it look easy, don't we?
It's easy.
It's easy.
I fell over at the end.
So again, everyone, if it doesn't make sense, it's not worth pushing. Don't put a square peg into a round hole. We already know that. Some of these exercises will be easier than others. Some of the brain stuff easier than others. As always, like I said, if it doesn't make sense, you know the drill. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, team, I think we've got a couple more to go. Now, let's go ahead and try our back. We're taking it to the back. Remember how we did this tap to the back? Can we mix it up with our side reach? Let's see what we can. Team. So now George is in the driver's seat and he's thinking to himself, oh no, what's she about to ask me to do? But we're only going to do them in twos, George. You're welcome. So we're going to try, and George will tap the toe. We're going to try our front back that we did together earlier, and then another front back like we did together earlier. And let's use our familiar side reach, which is either directly to the side if you're standing, or to the corner if you're standing or seated. So now we have 2 toes back, and then 2 toes or heels to the side. You ready? Yep. Well, I'm sold. I believe that was. Okay, front, back, and then 2 side. Okay. Let's see what happens. And if you can't put it together, pick the one that's most rewarding and stick with that one. Again, nobody's telling we don't care. We just want to get moving. What we get right is the only stuff that matters. Okay, we are reaching. I'm going to use my right arm up and forward to the shelf. Here we go. We tap a toe, and we tap a toe, and we have a side reach out and a side reach out. Toe back, reach, toe back, reach. Out to the side and reach, out to the side and reach. Toe back, reach, toe back, reach, and to the side and to the side. Toe back, reach, toe back, reach, and to the side and side. Hand up, toe back, hand up, toe back, and get out there to the side and the side. Toe back, work the back of the leg, and work the back of the leg, and work the shoulder and the hip. Toe back, reach, and toe back, reach. Shoulder and a hip, and a shoulder and a hip, and back of the leg and rear, and back of the leg and rear, and a shoulder and a hip, and a shoulder and a hip. Reach 4 and in, 4 and in, and to the side, and to the side. You got 3 more, and 3. Side reach, and side, and side. Up you go. 2 and toe and shoulder and a hip and shoulder and a hip. 1 more, you got your toe and you got your toe. You got a shoulder and a hip. You got a shoulder and a hip. Nicely done. I hear some giggling, so it couldn't have been that bad.
Much easier standing up.
Well, good, because you get to stand up now, George.
Oh.
Nuh-uh, we're putting the chair away.
Huh?
Are we putting the chair away?
You know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and put the chair away.
Just seeing much fun.
Maybe you're going to join us standing up for the last handful of minutes. We're almost there. But again, you already know that what we do here standing up, it can be done from the chair. That's the idea of Priority One Show, is we want to make it doable for everyone. If you need to remain seated, good for you. If you like to stand, good for you. Either way, we're here together. We're working together. So if you want to remain seated, by all means. Okay, we're going to get the energy up a little bit, team. We're going to get the energy up. We're going to go for one that improves our reaction time. So we're going to get going faster and faster.
Okay.
According to how you feel. So what we consider faster and faster may not be fitting for you. So do what you can do when you can do it. We're working on reaction time by going faster and faster. And we're also working on our coordination by, again, one limb. We're going to use a hand, and then another hand, and then one foot, and then the other foot. You might see us make mistakes here on the show. It just goes to show we're not any different than anybody else. So make all the mistakes you can find. Who cares? Once again, we're going hand, then hand, followed by foot and foot. Now, you may see one of us at one point or another use both limbs. The body's path of least resistance is to use same sides, is to use a right limb and a right arm and a right. Where are my words? Who brought my words? Is to use a right arm and a right leg at the same time. So if through this exercise you find that you have the desire to put them both out there, well, guess what? You're just like the rest of us. Welcome aboard. We're all fighting that desire. That's why we're working on coordination. Okay, ladies and gents, are you ready? Of course you are. That's why you're still here. So when you're ready, let's go ahead and throw either hand up there. I'm going to start with the right hand. Either hand, though. Right hand, and 1 and 2. Heel, tap, and tap. Hand up, and up. Take it down, and foot, and foot. And hand, and hand. Now foot, and foot. And hand, and hand. And foot, and foot. And hand, and hand. And foot, and foot. And last one, hand, and foot. Keep it going. When I said last one, it's our final move together. Ladies and gents, my name is Alexis, Susan on my right, George on my left. We're on DVD as well. Find us at priority1.us. And foot, and foot, and hand, then foot, and foot. You've got your hand, and foot, and foot. Take it up, team. Hand, and foot, and foot. 5 more. Hand, and foot, and foot. A little faster. Hand, and foot, and foot. 3 more. Hand, and foot, and 2 to go. Take it up, get down, foot, and foot. 1 more, and 4, and 3, and 2, and done. Rest. Woo! We made it. We picked it up. We are done. Your work here is done for the day. So let's stretch a little bit, as we always do. We want to make sure we open up the lungs. So widen those feet for me just a little. Let's part ways. Hopefully you'll join us again tomorrow. My name is Alexis. This is the Priority One Show. Thank you for keeping us on air. We're here because you're here. Let's turn those palms up. Open the chest. Turn those palms down and separate your shoulders. Up and open. Stretch the chest and separate those shoulder blades. Keep breathing. You worked so hard today. You deserve a little stretching. And let's separate those shoulder blades. And up and open. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I can't thank you enough. We're so glad you're out there. We're here in this little tiny box because you're out there in the world making us possible. And open up the lungs. Palms up, everyone.
Not every exercise is suitable for every person. Be sure to consult with your physician before starting, stopping, or changing an exercise program. All participants of this or any exercise program assume the inherent risk of injury due to exercise. If at any time you feel pain during any type of exercise, stop and rest.